Remember that feeling? The simple, unconscious freedom of walking up a flight of stairs without giving it a second thought? Or getting out of a low, comfortable chair without bracing yourself, without a plan? For many of us, especially as we move past 50 and 60, that feeling begins to quietly fade. It's not a dramatic event, but a slow, silent negotiation with gravity. A little less power in your step, a little more caution at the curb, a subtle hesitation that wasn't there before. And then there is the nighttime betrayal, that sudden, searing 3 a.m. leg cramp that rips you out of a deep sleep with a violence that leaves you shaken and breathless. A pain so intense it feels like your own muscle has turned against you. What if I told you that this slow decline isn't inevitable? That this nightly torture is not a life sentence? And that the solution isn't found on a prescription pad, but in understanding the specific urgent language your body is speaking? For years, we've been fed a convenient myth that weakness and cramps are just a normal part of aging. That is not just inaccurate. It is a story that steals our power. The truth is, your body is sending out clear signals. Those cramps, that creeping weakness, that feeling of instability. They are specific symptoms of critical deficiencies. Today, we're not just going to talk about vitamins. We are going to give you the blueprint, the foundational nutrient protocol that acts as the master key to unlocking your body's own incredible power to rebuild, refuel, and relax your muscles from the inside out. Everything you're about to hear is grounded in solid clinical science, but my job is to translate that science into simple, actionable steps you can take starting today. And the first piece of this blueprint is arguably the most misunderstood, yet most powerful mineral for all muscle function. So, let's begin. Pillar number 1. Magnesium, the master relaxation mineral. We have to start here, because without this mineral, nothing else works correctly. While most people instinctively think of calcium for strength, they forget the other equally important side of the coin. Calcium is the signal for muscles to contract, to tighten, to generate force. But magnesium is the signal for them to relax, to release, to let go. I want you to imagine your muscle cells are like tiny, bustling rooms with a single door. For a muscle to contract, calcium ions rush into the room, creating energy and tension. It's a crowded, high-energy party. But for the muscle to relax, that calcium must be actively escorted out of the room. Magnesium is the calm, authoritative gatekeeper that performs this essential job. It opens the door and, politely but firmly, shows the calcium out, allowing the room to empty and peace to be restored. When you are deficient in magnesium, that gatekeeper is gone. Calcium gets trapped inside the room. The lights stay on, the music keeps blaring, the party never ends, and the muscle stays in a state of partial, chronic contraction. That is your cramp in its most violent form. That is the constant stiffness and tightness you feel in your legs and back during the day. The statistics on this are truly astonishing. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed thousands of seniors and found that those with the lowest magnesium intake were a staggering 7.5 times more likely to suffer from regular leg cramps. But here is where it gets truly exciting for you. When researchers in a separate, controlled trial supplemented a group of adults with 400 milligrams of a well-absorbed form of magnesium daily, not only did their cramps practically vanish by over 85%, but their functional leg strength and their ability to stand up from a chair without using their arms increased by a staggering 58% in just 6 months. They didn't just stop a problem, they fundamentally reversed it. The issue is, our modern world has waged a silent war on our magnesium levels. Our agricultural soils are depleted, meaning the very foods we eat contain far less of it than they did for our grandparents. Furthermore, chronic stress, high sugar intake, and even common medications like blood pressure pills and acid reflux inhibitors can act like magnesium thieves, draining your body's precious stores day after day. So, how do we fix this? We need to be precise. Not all magnesium is created equal. The cheap magnesium oxide found in many multivitamins is poorly absorbed and can cause digestive upset. The best forms for muscle health are magnesium glycinate or magnesium malate, as they are bound to amino acids that your body readily recognizes and absorbs. For most adults over 50, a therapeutic dose of 400 to 500 milligrams per day, often split between the afternoon and about an hour before bed, works wonders. Taking it in the evening has the fantastic bonus of dramatically improving the depth and quality of your sleep. While foods like spinach, almonds, dark chocolate, and pumpkin seeds are wonderful sources, it's very difficult to reach a truly therapeutic dose from diet alone when you're trying to correct a long-standing deficiency. Let me tell you about a client of mine, Carol, a 72-year-old retired librarian. She told me she had come to dread bedtime. For years, she'd wake up in sheer agony, her calf muscle locked in what she described as a metal vice. She had tried everything from tonic water to eating more bananas, with no relief. Her lab results showed a severe intracellular magnesium deficiency. We started her on a simple protocol: 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. The first week, she reported the cramps were less intense. By the end of the month, she had slept through the night without a single cramp for the first time in what she calculated was 4 years. But the real magic, the moment that brought tears to her eyes when she told me, was when she realized she could now stand up from the low reading chairs in the library's children's section without using her hands to push off the armrests. That isn't just relief from pain. That's the restoration of independence and dignity. Pillar number 2, vitamin D, the strength architect. If magnesium is the relaxation manager, then vitamin D is the on-site architect, overseeing the entire construction project of building strong, resilient muscle tissue. For decades, the medical community told us that vitamin D was only for bones. That is a dangerously incomplete and outdated story. Your muscle fibers, the very building blocks of your strength, are covered in what are called vitamin D receptors, or VDR. Think of these VDRs as thousands of tiny specific docking stations. When vitamin D, the architect, locks into these stations, it sends a direct, powerful signal to your cell's DNA, the master blueprint, to begin synthesizing new muscle proteins. It is literally the trigger that initiates muscle repair, muscle recovery, and muscle growth. When you're deficient in vitamin D, and most adults in Western countries are, those docking stations remain empty. The architect never shows up to the construction site. The crew is there. The materials might be available, but the order to build is never given. Your muscles can't effectively repair the microdamage that occurs from simple daily activities like walking or carrying groceries. This leads to that slow, progressive weakness and instability that we call age-related muscle loss, or sarcopenia. A groundbreaking study from the University of Zurich confirmed this with stunning clarity. They found that seniors with low vitamin D levels didn't just have more cramps. Their overall leg strength was, on average, 37% lower than those with optimal levels. When the deficient group was supplemented with a modest 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily, their cramp frequency plummeted, and their get-up-and-go test scores, a clinical measure of power and mobility, improved dramatically. The problem is, as we age, our skin's ability to produce this vital hormone from sunlight drops by as much as 75%. A 70-year-old needs to spend significantly more time in the sun than a 20-year-old to make the same amount of vitamin D, which is often neither practical nor safe. This makes supplementation not just helpful, but absolutely essential for most. For most seniors aiming to correct a deficiency and maintain optimal levels, The sweet spot is between 2,000 and 4,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily. And crucially, it must be taken with a meal that contains some form of healthy fat, like avocado, olive oil, eggs, or a handful of nuts. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, and taking it with fat increases its absorption by as much as 50%. Pillar number 3. Vitamin B12, the nerve guardian. You can have relaxed muscles and strong fibers, but if the communication line from your brain is faulty, nothing works right. The signal gets lost. That's where vitamin B12 comes in. It's not a muscle builder, it is the master electrical engineer of your body. Vitamin B12 is solely responsible for maintaining the protective, fatty coating around your nerves, called the myelin sheath. Think of this sheath as the high-quality rubber insulation on a critical electrical wire. When your B12 levels are low, which is incredibly common in older adults due to decreased stomach acid production, that insulation begins to fray and degrade. The electrical signals from your brain to your leg muscles become scattered, weak, and prone to short-circuiting. The result is a frustrating and confusing double-edged sword. On one hand, your nerves can't tell your muscles to contract properly when you need them to, leading to that feeling of weakness or jelly legs. On the other hand, the frayed nerves send out rogue, uncontrolled signals, causing muscles to contract when they shouldn't, which is a major, often overlooked cause of cramps and that frustrating pins and needles sensation. This is not a rare problem. Research from Tufts University shocked the medical community when it revealed that up to 40% of people over the age of 60 have B12 levels low enough to cause these debilitating neurological symptoms. Most have no idea this is the source of their problems. Because of the absorption issue in the stomach, the form you take is critical. You must look for methylcobalamin, which is the active, pre-converted form of B12. This form bypasses the need for stomach acid and can be absorbed directly into the bloodstream. A daily dose of 500 to 1,000 micrograms, often taken as a sublingual tablet that dissolves under the tongue, is the most effective strategy. But let me tell you about David, a 68-year-old retired mailman. He described his legs as feeling unreliable. He had stopped playing golf with his friends because he didn't trust his legs to get him through 18 holes. His doctor told him his B12 was low normal, a gray area where many doctors unfortunately say nothing. We started him on 1,000 mcg of methylcobalamin each morning. After 2 months, the jelly leg feeling was gone. He said it was like the signal was finally getting through clearly. He is now back on the golf course, walking all 18 holes with his friends, a simple pleasure he thought he had lost forever. The action plan. Activating the blueprint. Now, you have the 3 core building blocks. But the world's best materials are useless without a skilled construction crew. The following daily habits are the action plan that will put these nutrients to work, multiplying their effects and accelerating your results. Action 1. The strength multiplier, which is eccentric loading. This sounds complicated, but it is the simplest and most powerful habit you can adopt. Your muscles work harder and build more strength when they are lengthening under tension, the lowering phase of a movement, than when they are shortening or lifting. We'll use a simple chair. Instead of just dropping into your chair, you are going to lower yourself slowly, over a deliberate count of 5 seconds. Then stand up at a normal pace. That's it. That slow, controlled descent is a powerful eccentric contraction. It triggers incredible strength gains with minimal stress on your joints. A University of Tokyo study showed that seniors who practiced this for just 10 minutes total per day saw their leg strength increase by a remarkable 52%. Do 5 of these slow sits during TV commercials or while waiting for your kettle to boil. You are brilliantly integrating strength training into your existing daily life. Action 2. Strategic cellular hydration. We all know we need to drink water, but how and when you drink it is a game changer. Your muscles are 79% water. Even mild dehydration can slash your strength and dramatically increase cramp risk. Research from the Sports Medicine Institute proved that drinking 16 ounces, or about 500 milliliters, of water 30 minutes before any physical activity, like a walk, increases muscle power and endurance by up to 19%. But here's the pro tip. Add a tiny pinch of sea salt or a dedicated electrolyte powder to that water. This provides the minerals that act like a key, unlocking your cells and allowing the water to be properly absorbed, hydrating your muscle tissue on a deep, cellular level. Action 3. The smart timing secret. Your muscles, like your brain, have their own internal clock or circadian rhythm. Cutting-edge research from Harvard Medical School has shown that our muscles are biochemically most responsive to strengthening activities between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You will get more strength-building benefit from a walk at 11 in the morning than the exact same walk at 7 in the evening. But there's a secret layer to this: exercise snacking. Instead of one long 30-minute walk that can feel daunting, try 3 brisk 10-minute walks spread throughout that optimal window. This keeps your muscles activated, improves blood flow all day long, and prevents the stiffness that sets in from long periods of sitting. Studies show this method is up to 38% more effective at building leg strength than a single, longer session. So, there you have it. The blueprint. It's not a magic pill. It's a comprehensive, intelligent strategy. It's about understanding that your body isn't failing you. It's simply asking for the right materials to do the job it so desperately wants to do. The foundation is magnesium, the relaxation mineral that silences cramps. The architect is vitamin D, which rebuilds your muscle tissue from the ground up. The guardian is vitamin B12, which ensures the communication lines are clear and strong. And the action plan, the slow sits, the smart hydration, the timed movement, is what puts it all together into a powerful, synergistic system for renewal. This isn't about fighting a losing battle against aging. It's about becoming an active, informed partner with your body. It's about reclaiming the freedom of movement that is your birthright. Now, the first step in your own blueprint begins with a conversation. And I want to hear from you. Which part of this detailed blueprint resonated with you the most? Was it the idea of magnesium as a gatekeeper, the role of vitamin D as an architect, or perhaps one of the simple, actionable habits? Share your story, your aha-oh moment, in the comments below. We read every single one, and your experience could be the spark of inspiration that someone else desperately needs to see today. And if you found this information valuable and empowering, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more science-backed, actionable strategies for a vibrant and powerful life at any age. Thank you for watching. Here's to strong steps and silent, peaceful nights.